Heilinn margslunginn og enn hefur hann ekki verið kortlagður að fullu. Sálfræðin opnar þó ýmsar dyr inn í þetta flókna fyrirbæri eins og til dæmis með hjálp heilalínurita. Sálfræðisvið Háskólans á Akureyri á slíkt tæki og við hittum Yvonne Höller, prófessor í sálfræðirannsóknum, til þess að forvitnast tækið og möguleika þess. Til dæmis eru heilalínuritar notaðir til þess að greina flogaveiki og fleiri sjúkdóma. Þessar mundir meðal annars verið að nota það í háskólanum til þess að rannsaka skammdegisþunglyndi Íslendinga og möguleikan á því að greina það og fyrirbyggja.
What is so special about the psychology equipment? Of course, in the clinics they want to measure the brain activity and then just look whether there is something pathological in it. Whereas in psychology, we want to see what is the brain doing while we are cognitively engaged in some task like viewing pictures, doing mental calculations, reading or so. In research, many things are about statistics. So we take an average of your brain reaction to, for example, emotional stimuli. So I can compare how is your brain reacting to boring stuff and how is it reacting to emotional contents like funerals or so. And then I can see, okay, what is the average brain activity? And therefore I need to record a couple of boring reactions and a couple of sad reactions, and then I can compare them and say, okay, this is the average sad reaction. We record a lot of people, although in EEG research the samples are often small. So when I started, we often had samples of 20 people, but we go now for 100 people or so, and then we get the average reaction of a single person to sad stimuli, like for example 100 stimuli, and then I take again the average across 100 people. And then I know also how much do they vary, how much are people different, maybe do men react differently from women, and the older people react differently, they do from younger. And then I can say, okay, this is very likely the typical reaction for everyone or for young people or so.
Hvernig ætli sé hægt að nota þessar rannsóknir til þess að greina og fyrirbyggja skammdegisþunglyndi?
We wanted to find out whether people who are likely to get depressed in the winter react differently to sad pictures than people who are not likely to get depressed in the winter. We found that there is a difference. So if you are more prone to develop depression, you might just have a basic vulnerability to feel sad or not to feel well, also in situations that are only temporary.
Do you have any sort of theories into how to help these people, or?
Yeah, the idea would be that we identify them early on. We can predict in summer, oh, this person will develop winter depression, this person will not develop it, and then we could pick them and say, okay, it's good that you get therapy already in September or in October to prevent that you will feel very bad in December.
Okay.
Because all the therapy, be it psychological therapy or be it medication, takes always several weeks until they help, especially antidepressants. They take 6 weeks until they have an effect.
Yvonne yngsti prófessor Háskólans á Akureyri frá upphafi. Hún upphaflega frá Norður Ítalíu á landsvæði sem tilheyrði Austurríki fyrir stríð. Móðumálið því þýska en Yvonne ólst líka upp í ítölsku. Hvað ætli hafi dregið hana norður á bóginn til Íslands?
I was looking for a university position as an assistant professor, and actually in Europe it was just too hot. So therefore I was looking for something in the north. And yeah, that's why I'm here.
Iceland's definitely not that hot, so you're
fine.
fine.
We were in for a research stay in Germany, in Bonn, and we were in a small flat under the roof. It had almost 40 degrees, and I was already looking for positions, and I showed my husband, look, there is a position in Iceland, in north of Iceland. And he looked up the weather forecast and he said, oh, it's 40 degrees here, but it's 14 degrees there. Let's go.
How do you like it here at Akureyri University?
The university is very nice because we are small. Small is beautiful. And we have also small groups. We have a very friendly atmosphere in collaborating. Everyone is really helpful and welcoming, and things can be very informal, although we also have formal procedures, but some things just, you go to the expert and say, okay, I need this, and then you solve the problem quickly. Also, one thing I really like about Iceland and the university here in general is that the hierarchies are very flat here. So The students just approach me if they have a problem, and we have a very friendly way of conversation. Psychology is interesting. If you ask the people in the first grade, they always say, yeah, I study psychology because it's so interesting. And that's what I said.
Yes.
It's so interesting, so fascinating. And if you think about, I mean, there are more disciplines that are like brain sciences. If you think about the universe, we know a lot about it, but we are far from knowing everything. And it's the same with the brain. We know a lot about the brain, but we are far from understanding it. And therefore, it's so fascinating to do brain research.